Just a thought, Ryan, on coming back, and obviously a lot of optimism going into the season this year.
Well, I mean, obviously took a step forward last year, so a lot of excitement coming back. Shortest summer I've had so far, which is obviously a good thing, and I know the buzz around the room is excitement and eager to get going again.
What's the key to building on what you guys did last year, not take a step back maybe like you did in 2017?
For sure. I think we have experience now. We've learned from that, and I mean, obviously, you got year before last, I mean, get swept and we come back and we want more. So, I mean, we just want to keep getting better and better. And like you said, I mean, we can't take anything for granted. It's a tough league to make the playoffs, and it's going to be kind of month by month here. But obviously, need a good start. And the buzz right now is positive and exciting. So, definitely want to get back out there.
All your top players now are in the middle of their careers, right? Or, I'm not going to say you're old, but you've been around. You've seen some things. You went through 17 where everyone thought, oh boy, we're going to be great next year, and you weren't. Tell me about the difference of having a core of, players in their mid-20s that have done some things now.
Well, yeah, I think, like I touched on before, it's just learning from the experience, not taking anything for granted, and obviously being older, having more years in the league, having more playoff experience, I think it's going to help us figure that out. And I think the biggest thing is just not taking anything for granted. I mean, it's a tough league. Every team is so good, and you got to have take your best foot forward every night. So it's not going to be easy. Sometimes you can get into a little bit of a lull after a good season, but I think the experience, our past, should help us out to start.
Do you feel like this is, sort of top to bottom, as complete an Oiler unit as you've been part of in your time here?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look throughout the lineup, I mean, like you said, I think we're as deep as I've ever been a part of, and we keep getting better. And the experience, the longer we play together, more we learn off each other, and I want to keep growing as a group.
Ryan, you had a couple months now to kind of reflect on the end of last season and getting to the Final Four, big accomplishment, but getting swept as well. Kind of that middle ground. What do you kind of think about?
Yeah.
What the biggest takeaway, I guess?
Well, I mean, it's tough. I mean, just because you make it to 4 teams left doesn't mean that anything's going to be. Obviously, it's just going to keep getting harder and harder. And it was a step forward, but I mean, really, you look at the league. Only one team's happy at the end of the season. So we weren't that team, and we know we have more steps to take here and keep getting better and better. But it was a step in the right direction. It's good should give us some confidence knowing that we have a good enough team to be able to make some damage and keep pushing deeper and deeper. But like I said, I mean, only one team leaves happy every year, and if you're not that team, there's always work to do.
Connor set the tone in the playoffs in a lot of ways. I wonder, as the season is getting started and it's still really, really early, are there signs that you see or things that he does to set the tone about being hungry and not satisfied? What do you see from him?
For sure, it's his work every day. A lot of I mean, now he's not an older guy, but he's kind of he's getting older and older, and the way that he works is great for the young guys to see, and great, and pushes the older guys too. So obviously his skill speaks for itself. What he can do on the ice is one thing, but the way he works off the ice and in practice is something that we can all look at and follow along there.
Has that tone already started being set? Like, is it too early? Is it more like training camp or exhibition? Like, does it start right from when you show up?
It starts right away. I think the attitude for everybody has been we're working right from the get-go here, and the skates have been good, the workouts have been good, and like I said before, I mean, Connor kind of leads the way in that regard, and but definitely the pre-camp stuff is where you got to get going. I mean, you only have a few days once camp starts until you're playing exhibition games, so you obviously want to try to ramp up before that.
What's your relationship with Ryan Murray, and what are you thinking of coming aboard?
Yeah, I've known him for a long time. We had agency camps when we were like 14, 15, so it's been a long time, and definitely excited to have him on board. And yeah, I mean, obviously he had a successful year last year, and so he's got experience. He's been in the league for a lot of years now too. So excited to have him on board to join the group, but also yeah, it'll be good to see him again.
So did you do any recruiting with him?
I didn't know. You know what? I stay out of it. I just I was excited to see when he he first texted me, I was pretty excited. So, but no, I don't get involved with that.
Getting Evander Kane back, was that kind of a statement for the club when Ken's able to get Evander Kane, a player like that had such an impact on you in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all excited to have him back, and obviously he had such a good year for the short amount of time that he was with us, and obviously getting him back to right now and seeing the work that he put in the off season is exciting.
Is there something you focused on, your game this offseason?
I mean, at this point, I'm just trying to round out my game every year, and obviously, I think the thing that you can work on a lot is your shot. I think last year I wasn't too happy with the way that I was producing with my shot percentage and stuff like that. So I obviously wanted to work on my shot and get it back to where I'm confident in it, and that's kind of probably the main thing that I focused on.
Ryan, at this point, what qualifies a season to be a success for this group? We've talked about how the core guys are all kind of at the peak of their careers. So what's a success? Does it have to be a Stanley Cup? What is the team attitude on that?
Well, I mean, obviously the goal is the Stanley Cup. I mean, I think every team that you ask is going to say the same thing. And like I said before, after the season, only one team's ever truly happy. Obviously, you're happy, and you can take some confidence taking steps forward and going to the Final Four. That was a good step for us, and we were happy to be able to have done it. But at the same time, there's more to be had, and that's obviously the end goal.
Do you know anything about Jack Campbell? Do you know him at all, or what do you think?
I didn't meet him before last week or so, but I heard great things. The way he's come in and already started to work is exciting.